With over 80% unsubscribed, it would mean a lot if you hit that button. What to you is considered the final frontier of commercial aviation? Is it supersonic flights returning, a whole new type of aircraft, or something in between? Let me know below in the comments. However, one thing that's become more than apparent is that for some airlines, the final frontier is seen as being able to connect different corners of the globe through a non-stop service. At Australian flag carrier Qantas, this simply couldn't ring truer. As their now former CEO described, connecting Melbourne and Sydney to the likes of London and New York without a single stop was the final frontier that they hoped to achieve, making Australia accessible from any port in the world, labelling it as Project Sunrise. The name certainly has a lot of meaning, and it's a project that has witnessed a lot in recent times. But how will it work? When will it occur? And what is the overarching story? Firstly, Project Sunrise. It was announced, believe it or not, in 2017, and continues with the theme of naming future projects within the company after either symbolic moments in their history or people that were fundamental to the group. It is an initiative that was studied by Qantas for some time to push the boundaries of long-haul travel towards more ultra-long-haul flights, now only seen at a select few airlines. Notably, I use Singapore Airlines and their A350 ULR operations as the perfect example, equating to some 19 hours of flying at a maximum. However, Qantas's ambitions would see flights stretch over 20 hours simultaneously. A breakthrough goal would see more direct routes to Australia, reducing point-to-point travel time by 4 hours compared to one-stop flights. Qantas also wants to ensure that it does create a second-to-none flying experience, with cabins and more designed to make the ultra-long haul as comfortable as humanly possible. At the time of the project announcement in 2017, Qantas challenged Airbus and Boeing to either build or offer an aircraft capable of ultra-long-haul journeys, and both manufacturers went to work. Primarily, the A350 series and 777X series were pitched against each other. Eventually, after much deliberation, a global pandemic, and even the A350-1000 heading down under for inspection by pilots, executives, and engineers, the A350-1000 was selected as the preferred aircraft, with 12 units being ordered and delivery slated for after the midway point of the 2020s. It was all a substantial moment in the making of Project Sunrise a true reality, and something that was attainable. But why is it named this? Well, Sunrise is symbolic of the longest flights in the world during World War II, where the double sunrises secret came after 20 plus hours in the air. At the time, these were the longest flights ever in aviation, and Sunrise comes from there. Whack Project at the front, and there you have it. It follows in line with Project Winton and other key projects that the Qantas Group has worked through over the years, notably with Fleet and more. The A350s, once delivered, will mark a new dawn of travel within the fleet. Specifically designed A350s as well will look to overcome the challenges of distance, both yes on the aircraft, but also inside with the cabin. It's what Qantas calls a considerate design for all areas, whether you're in first or right the way down to economy, because yes, unlike Singapore Airlines A350 ULRs, the Qantas ones will come equipped with economy. First class suites will have 50% more space than the suites featured on the Airbus A380, and come with various charging options including wireless, massive privacy doors, a bed, a reclining chair, and a major in-flight entertainment screen spanning 32 inches. It's what Qantas labels the pinnacle of luxury. And while at a range for me and maybe the average traveller, one can certainly dream of travelling from Sydney to New York without a single stop in your own suite. Business will see substantial changes too to accommodate the ultra long haul travel, with sliding doors installed for the first time on a Qantas product, and a divider between centre seats. Large entertainment screens, lights, personal storage, and more will also all be present. While I'd love to gloss over the premium economy, I really do just want to move on towards economy and the well-being zone, as this is where most of the travellers will be. Qantas's Project Sunrise economy class seats are their most spacious yet, with a pitch of 33 inches, a 6-way adjustable headrest, a seat-back tablet, and 2 fast-charging outlets. But for a 20-hour flight, you can't have people cramming around the toilets when they want to stretch their legs. That's where the well-being zone comes into play. The first in-flight wellbeing zone is between the economy and premium economy cabins, and gives passengers space to not only enjoy specifically curated guided movements, but also the option to have refreshments. The jury is certainly out on how this will actually work, given the high volume of passengers who will have access and when, of course, to limit overcrowding, but time will tell. Qantas has been planning Project Sunrise for some time, and in 2019 actually operated 3 research flights from New York and London direct to Australia, with repurposed Boeing 787-9 delivery flights. The multi-flight test was important. Well, it enabled the national carrier to understand the effects of well-being during these ULR flights, and with test subjects and medical advisors all present. These flights were pivotal in making sure that the feat was actually possible, what strain on the human body would be present, and through results from the research, better determine how to improve the passenger experience over time. These seem like light years ago, but they were fundamental in getting to Qantas where they were at now. And where is that exactly? Well, at the time this video will be published, Qantas remains steady on plans to launch Project Sunrise, with its aircraft and now cabin pretty much locked in, after much time, thought, and research. Where will the aircraft fly? Well, the beauty of ultra long haul is Qantas has unlimited opportunities. Yes, it has ordered 12 aircraft to begin with, and while it targets initially London and New York, this will expand. As you would imagine, once Qantas can get its initial flights underway and down pat, the expansion of Project Sunrise to more cities globally will continue. It is expected the launch will come towards the midway point of this decade, and ultimately is after the initial 2023 launch date prediction. That is because the company was actually very, very close to placing an order for the planes right before the pandemic. However, everything hit at really the worst possible time, and substantially delayed any plans the carrier had to launch these ultra-long-haul flights in the early stages of the 2020s. But now they're back on track, and no doubt it's very ambitious, what these aircraft will be able to do, not just for their network, but also for passengers. It's over to you. Are you excited? Would you fly 20 hours non-stop from Sydney to New York? Or are you in the camp of preferring a stopover, especially if, say, your regular class is that of economy? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments, as well as any other opinions on Project Sunrise. Is this something that is truly going to take off, if you'll excuse my pun? Or do you think people will still prefer, say, heading to Los Angeles first and then connecting onwards to New York? Remember as well, Qantas has said that the non-stop Project Sunrise flights will cost more than a flight with a stopover. Thank you very much for tuning into this explanation video on Project Sunrise, and I'll see you next time.
And we'll fly.